Okay, now first what you need to do, in most of the metal beds come a pair of gloves. These are not gardening gloves. You can use them after you finish putting the bed together as a gardening glove, but they are intended to keep you from cutting your hand on the metal. The edges are sharp. They're very sharp, and you have to pull them apart. So these are intended to keep you from cutting, slicing your hand on these edges. So please be safe and wear the gloves that they send to you. Okay? The next thing you're going to need is a screwdriver. Most of them come with a small Phillips head screwdriver. This one did not. However, this one did. Well, it may have. And it did. It did. It's in the pack. Oops. It's in the pack. And this pack has a hole in it that I forgot. But that's okay because we're going to pour all these out and we're going to count the number that there are. Okay. So I'm going to set those over there. And then you come with the round ends. They also send with you an instruction booklet. Okay. And if you look at the instruction booklet, it will tell you what parts you need. Okay. And you need to make sure you have all of these parts. It will tell you what size the screws are. Excuse me. And what size where the screws go. It will also give you a diagram, numbered diagram, where each part of the bed goes. This one also is very good because it also gives it to you in writing so you can read it. Most of them do not. Most of them are picture only. They're text picture. Okay? And that's some things that we're teaching in school right now, text features and text pictures and photos and things like that, so children can know how to read instructions from a picture. Not everybody can do that, but it's important to know how these days because your manufacturers take shortcuts. So I'm noticing that the top edge has a light strip on it, which many of your raised beds are going to have. Okay, I put together like 9, 10 of these things already. The top edge is going to have a light strip. That's where your your rubber gasket is going to go. They just seemed different sizes. So we're going to have 2 of these down there, 2 of them up here. And then your B's, these are all labeled B. These are all labeled B. They too have a strip on the inside. This is why I didn't sweep my floor before I got down here because I knew this stuff would be peeling. But they too have, and I don't know, y'all, I'm not used to this microphone. So if it appears that I'm yelling, it's because normally I think I've got to talk loud enough to reach the camera. But I do have the microphone now, so I don't have to do that. I can talk in my natural voice. But these have a light strip on the inside as well. Okay. Now these beds are coated with some type of film. I want to call it plastic, but it isn't. But it's all coating on the outside. There's no coating on the inside of the beds. Okay? These are number B. So what I'm going to do is lay these down over here. Get my instructions. And we're going to open our pack the right way. It came with a hole in it, so I hope all of the screws are here. Normally they send you a few extra, and I've done so many of these, I have extras, so I don't worry about it if I'm short of screws. But you shouldn't be. Most of the time they send you a couple extra. Okay, so we have our nuts and our screw. Now, they do not send any washers with these screws, and you don't really have to have them, okay, because you're not screwing these so tight that is going to indent the metal. No, these are pretty much hand tight. Um, Hand tight. That's why the tubes that they send you are so small. I don't think they intend for us to over tighten these. Okay. And they're just holding dirt in so that you can soil in so that you can get your beds built. Okay. So no, we don't need to tighten them that tight. I'm just separating my screws from my nuts right now, and that will make it expedient for me to put it together. When I reach for something, I don't have to be reaching through all of the nuts to get a screw, or vice versa, through the nuts, through the screws to get a nut. So, and it'll tell me at the end whether I have enough before I get to the end, because I'll be able to see how many holes in the metal I have left over and how many screws and nuts I have down on the floor. Okay? All right. So that's that. I'm having my morning coffee, which I should edit out. But if I don't, please forgive me. Okay. So we're going to go with this one first. And I generally put it to where I'm comfortable sitting on the floor with it. Um, and that is not comfortable. So I am going to change my feet around and get like this. Now these are not, they are not going to be right on the button. They're just not. They're just not. You're going to have to make them fit. So we're going to put our first screw in. I'm going to put a nut on there just to hold it. I'm not going to tighten it until I get all of my screws in my holes. I'm only going to put this nut on there to tighten it. To hold it. And if that nut doesn't go right on, go to another one, because a lot of times these nuts are defective. See how that one went right in? I was fighting with the other one. Don't fight with them. Just simply go to another one. And now that I got all those in, I can do this to get this bottom one in. And then I just take the Phillips head, stick it in the screw on the bottom, and I take my wrench and turn. I put it on there and I just turn it until it's tight. And your screw may start turning. If you're like me and have arthritis in your hand, that screw is going to start turning. I do that for each and every screw. Once that screw starts turning in my hand, then I stop turning. I don't need to keep going at that point. Okay? Now I can take this and set it back up, because I can reach around here to put that in there. And then I can just turn. Try to hold it, and if I can hold it and keep turning, I do. But once I can't hold it and keep tightening this, then I let that be it. And that's it. Okay? And then we have one more at the top. The top of this is not sharp. That's why it's important for you to know what side to leave at the top. And that's going to be the side that's coated and lighter or a different color than the rest of the bed. Okay? Now, this is together. That's sturdy enough. That's not going anywhere. So that's what's going to happen with this entire bed. Now, I know you don't want to watch me screw all of these together. So I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And then what we're going to do, these panels, there should be 3 of them in the center on each side. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. So I'm going to take my 3, put them over here, and I'm going to take my 3 for that side and put them over there. That bottom is sharp, so it doesn't want to move that easily. And this is the one that goes between the 2 corners, curved ones on the end. Remember, I had 2 more curved ones like this, and they're going to go down on that end, and this is going to go down there in the center. Same thing I have up here, you're going to have it down there. Okay, so I know you guys don't want to watch me put all these screws in, so I'm going to go ahead and put these screws in, and I'll bring you back when I get the 2 corners together, and then we'll do a panel on the side so that you can see that. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back. So now I have both of my corners put together. Both corners with the rounded ends are together. Okay, now we're going to put together our sides. And I am going to let you see me put together this one side. And then, like I did with the corner, I will go and then make sure that your colors are right. You see, this color on this side is different from the color on that side. And here is your different colors. This is folded over in here to make that edge smooth up there so you won't cut yourself with it. Just make sure that you're putting the right colors on the right side. Okay? So, some people ask, how do you know what part goes inside? That's a personal preference. If you put it like this, that's okay. If you put it like that, that's okay. But what I'm going to do is keep the same pattern going. This one is overlapping that one. So I'm going to put this one to overlap that one. So I have 2 edges on the inside of there like that. That's the same pattern, okay? It's a pattern of how the bed is being put together. And I normally like to keep the same pattern going, okay? I'm going to crisscross applesauce. I wish I could crisscross applesauce. This left leg does not want to do that, so I can't. So I'm going to go like that. And like before, I just put my nuts on finger tight, and then I use the tools to do it the rest of the way hand tight. Okay, I'm struggling with this one. I'm going to turn it over, see if that other side is smooth. Well, now I don't know if I turned it over or not, but okay, it went on. So we're going to finger tighten it. Okay, and then we're going to go to the next hole. You can also do it by putting, and sometimes this makes it easier, if you take it and put the bottom hole in, it'll line the rest of them up for you. If you put the top and then the bottom, it'll line the rest of them up for you. Now you can do that, and I've done it that way before, but it doesn't really, to me, make a difference. It's not, meaning it's not any faster. You're still having to put the nuts on and hold it while you put them on. This nut is giving me a time. Okay, let's turn it over. Yeah, see, sometimes you can't put these nuts on in one direction, but you can turn it over and it'll go right on. And don't ask me why that is. I don't know if maybe they were meant to go one direction, one way or the other, but sometimes that happens. Maybe I'm just picking it up on the right side when it goes on easy. I don't know. See, like that. Maybe I'm just lucking up and picking them up on the right side. And it doesn't matter if the way you put your nuts in. I like the finished product with the screws on the outside because it looks better. Now, if aesthetics don't mean anything to you, by all means, do it the way you want to do it. But I like the way it looks. Okay, now because I've got this turned this way, and it'll be so much easier for me to take my ratchet screwdriver and ratchet this, I'm going to hold the nut inside with the wrench, and then I'm going to ratchet this until it's hand tight. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. And what I have to do is turn it until it starts catching in order to ratchet, to use the ratchet. There we go. You hear the clicks? That's my ratchet screwdriver. Now, the one thing, be very careful when you do it this way because this bottom edge is sharp. So don't put your arm up there and pull that into your arm and cut yourself. Okay? Make sure that you're bracing yourself so that you don't pull it into your arm too tight. So we're going to go all the way down, and I know you guys don't want to watch me put all these on, but I'm going to go all the way down this side with 2 more panels, and then I'm going to attach the last one down there. Okay? So stay tuned, and I'll bring you back when I get this finished. Done. And all of this side done. Okay? And hard of this side. I've got 2 more panels to go in here. So these are the panels that need to go in there. I'm going to stay inside of here and put these panels in. Okay? I think I'm going to let you watch me because sometimes this is tricky because the thing doesn't look like 2 panels will fit in there. They will. They will fit. You just have to do some adjusting. So I'm going to let you see me at least put the screws in, and then I'll tighten the screws off camera. See how that looks so much smaller than this? That's because you've got to move it and you have to work your thing. But it's not difficult, so that's why I'm gonna let you see me do this. I'm not gonna tighten the screws all the way. I'm just gonna put all of my screws in at this point, here and over there. Okay, guys, my mic died, so my volume went off, but this is the finished product, and I enjoyed putting this bed together with you guys. If you enjoyed the content, then subscribe to my channel, like and share, and hit that bell so that you can see all the content that I do on my channel. Also, I'm going to take you along with me and show you how I fill these beds because that's important as well. It's not as expensive as some people think, but it will at least give you an idea of how you can also fill your beds. So again, subscribe and like, and be humble and kind. God bless. Bye-bye.